I got every piece of furniture out here for under $2,300, and it's an estimated retail value of over $16,000. So today I'm excited to share what I look out for and why fall is the time to start looking at secondhand markets for some of the outdoor pieces for next year. When we moved into the house in 2018, I didn't know anything about interior design or anything about a house. I grew up in an apartment and a condo my entire life. Anything related to housework was very new to me. Just like our interior spaces, our outdoor spaces were filled with a lot of trial and error. Let's look at some of the earlier pieces that I got. Look at how excited I was when I found these lounge chairs. I was so proud because I cleaned them up. Then I thought, okay, let me try to upgrade those with these other ones that I found for $20. After trying so hard to clean them up, they didn't really change much. They were a great way to learn if a chaise lounge would be something that I would even use. Then I found these other chairs for $12 each. They were made out of plastic, and after also finding this fire pit that I got for free, at the time I was thinking I would create a little fire pit section up there and put some of the bigger gravel and use some chairs like that. It was just not the direction I wanted to go in. So I sold those pieces and I kept looking for something that I thought would be nicer quality, but still not really having a style in mind that I was looking for. I saw this set. It was such a great deal. Very modular, the coffee table lifted up. It was a great piece, but it looked really out of place. When I tried it in this middle area, it was too crowded, and I don't think it really complemented that fire pit very well. We also did a lot of work to the yard ourselves. My husband and I installed this decomposed granite patio. Let me know if you'd like to see a video on how we installed the decomposed granite. Now let me share some of the pieces that we still have today. If you saw my estate sale video, I mentioned that my father-in-law spotted this table at an estate sale, and he negotiated it down to $100. This has been a piece that I have come to appreciate more and more as time goes on. It is wrought iron. This table is one solid piece. It's all welded together. We got it in 2018. We managed to fit it in my father-in-law's car, so we didn't pay for any delivery, so the total cost was $100. For comparison, this is one of the more affordable wrought iron pieces I was able to find. So if I was in the market for a 6-person dining table that was wrought iron and welded together, I would be looking to spend around $2,000 at minimum from what I was able to find. This is something that I consider an heirloom piece. It's something that has barely changed over the 5 years in the way it looks since we bought it, and we never cover it. Next, I have all of these teak pieces over here, the bench and these 4 chairs. I got the bench from one seller first, and then I got the 4 chairs from a different seller. Teak is one of my absolute favorite woods to use outside. It is incredibly durable, it's rot resistant. I think it looks so beautiful, and you could change the look of it just by the way you finish it. When I look for teak pieces, I look for mortise and tenon joinery. You could see here what that looks like. Instead of using screws, this is a much more durable way of putting together a teak furniture piece. Because wood expands and contracts, screws can sometimes get loose. So that's something to look for to get a more durable piece. When I first bought these, my intention was to refinish them and put oil on them, but after I sanded them, I really liked the natural look of them. So I decided not to put oil on them, and over time they have developed this silvery gray patina on them. These had some varnish on them, so I still need to give them another sanding because you can see some of the varnish still left on it, but that is something that I really like about teak. You can buy things from different places and get a cohesive look because it's the same material. You can really also change up the way that it looks by letting it age into this silvery gray, or refinishing it and leaving it this bright light color, or staining it and getting that richer teak color that I think a lot of us are familiar with. What do you think? Should I keep it this silvery gray, sand it again and keep it that bright color, or should I stain it? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I picked up the 4 chairs for $100 with no delivery fees. I drove 2 hours to go pick them up myself. You could get a single teak folding chair that's much smaller, doesn't use mortise and tenon joints, for $170 a chair. I paid $300 for 2 teak benches. Each one came out to $150. This one is in mint condition, and the other one does have a couple of visible defects, but again, for $300 for 2 teak benches, it was an amazing find. On the conservative side, a 5-foot teak bench like this retails for about $500, and it uses screws. I had originally been looking for a fire pit for this section, a really big one, and I could never find what I wanted at the price point that I was willing to spend. Then I started to look for coffee tables. I originally was thinking maybe a teak coffee table, something bigger than what I have right now. For the past couple of years, I've used this table in the photo listing. It looked like it was used inside as an indoor coffee table, but I thought, I think that this might hold up outside. I got it for $30. For that price, I said, let's give it a try, and I actually really don't mind the way it looks. Then I also found these pots. I don't remember how much I got them for, but these are also secondhand. I think these are terracotta pots that someone else painted, and they have been just great. This is in a little IKEA side table that I also got secondhand, and I actually probably paid too much for. These I paid retail price on sale, so I'll talk more about some of the things I look out for new later on in the video. I'm also a fan of vintage pots. They have that mid-century look. I believe they are gainy. I'll have to double check. And here I have some mums for the fall. So here's the second bench that I got from that seller. And now we are looking at one of my absolute favorite pieces that I've ever gotten for the outside. These chairs. Look at how beautiful the arms are on this. They are also wrought iron. I negotiated the price down to $275. I could not believe how much I paid for these, because if you look up how much a new wrought iron chair costs, a simple dining chair will cost you $880 each. $1,700 for 2 dining chairs from the same manufacturer of these chairs. This is by the manufacturer O.W. Lee. O.W. Lee was originally a blacksmith and created gates. I believe they were originally made in Southern California. They continue to be made in the US. I've never seen a pair of these on the secondhand market before, so I was so excited because I thought they were so beautiful. They came with the cushions. I had to work really hard to get them this bright, clean white, but they cleaned up so well. This and the dining table are one of my absolute favorite pieces, but in terms of value, let me go take you to one of the best deals that I've ever gotten. This is one of my most comfy pieces and one of the best deals that I have ever gotten for outdoor patio furniture. I got this Tropitone table with 4 chairs. I got it in 2020. I got this set, drum roll, for free. I paid $137 for delivery. From what I could find, the estimated retail value is around $5,000. They're sling chairs, so again, a different material. One of the chairs is too bouncy, so that one's kind of a hazard that we have to figure out how to fix. Outside of that, this is an amazing set. Tropitone is known for its quality. Something that I learned from this table is about the quality of sling fabric. That Chase lounge I had earlier on was also a sling fabric, but it is nowhere as thick as this. That's something that I think really is something to keep an eye out for if you do choose something with a sling fabric, is the thickness of it. Usually you can replace it. So if you get something that's in a durable frame that you really like, you're able to, over time, do repairs on the sling fabric by just replacing it. If you know who the manufacturer is of the fabric, you might be able to get like the same fabric or something very similar. There are so many different options for shade. You have shade covers, you have umbrellas, you have more permanent fixtures like a gazebo. I have 2 different style umbrellas. I have 2 cantilever umbrellas and I have 1 standard umbrella that has tilting. It has taken me a lot of time and effort to source each of these 3 umbrellas secondhand from 3 different sellers over multiple years because I wanted them all to be in the same color. Something that I've shared that I've done before is that I have made posts on Nextdoor saying something that I'm looking for, and if someone has one that they're willing to give for free or that they're willing to sell. I made a post on Nextdoor asking if anyone had an umbrella, and I got multiple responses. One of them was for one that wasn't so great and it was pretty faded, and then one was for this cantilever umbrella. So I got the umbrella for free, but what really got me was the delivery fee. I ended up paying $271 for delivery. The base was filled with sand, so it was impossible to move without taking the sand out. That was my lesson, to always ask the seller beforehand. There will need to be something that needs to be disassembled. That brings me to the second umbrella. After still continuing to look, I managed to find the same umbrella. The seller originally had it listed for $200, and then they said they wanted $250 because someone else wanted it too. So I took it at $250. This time I did not pay for delivery. My husband and I said we would go pick it up since we could fit it into our car. This umbrella is so heavy and it was so much effort. Even after taking the sand out, it even had a dead mouse in it. So that was terrifying. So I managed to get both of the umbrellas for a relatively similar price at $271, the delivery cost for one, and then the other one at $250. The retail price, if you want it from ProShade right now, is $1,200. It's something to keep an eye out. Costco as well. For umbrellas, if you're shopping them secondhand, look for sunbrella fabric. I've had other ones that are not sunbrella fabric, and in my opinion, I don't think they look as nice. They look more of like that canvas fabric. These are a little softer. There are so many options for patio heaters. Since I could never find the fire pit that I had in mind, I ended up going with these glass tube patio heaters. It still gives me that fire feature that I wanted, and it also gives people a place to stay warm during the colder times of the year. From my research, they're not as effective as the freestanding mushroom patio heating options, but I was okay with that. It gave me the fire feature that I was looking for, and also the added benefit of giving people different places to stay warm. I could move them around and some more flexibility on how I could use them. Some of you have asked for me to include links for some of the things that are still available in retail stores. I'll include a link to them below. Some of them might be affiliate links, which allows me to earn a small commission at no additional cost to you. If you want to support the channel, that's something that will really help me out. As always, you can see our full disclaimers on the About page. I ended up finding each of these patio heaters from different sellers. After I got the first one, I knew that I wanted to find the same exact one. I just had one for many months. After looking so often, I ended up finding the same exact one. I got the first one for $125, and then I got the second one for $100. And a fun fact is that I found both of these in August and in September. I really wanted to create this video now to share the luck that I've had during this time of the year. I'll probably make one again very early in the spring as another reminder to find those pieces that we really want to build out our spaces. So a water feature is something that I also really wanted to incorporate. It adds to the ambiance and helps diffuse other sounds during certain times of the day when it can be more loud. I thought it was pretty convincing with the concrete look, but it's actually fiberglass, so it's super light. It just allowed me to create a nice little focal moment and something of interest with a flower border around it and also some uplights. I'll put how much I got this one on the screen. I went through a few different fountains before ultimately landing on this one. I had this other fountain before. It was really small and the scale was off. And then I also had this cast iron one that was massive and it was so cool, but I didn't really feel confident about the look of that one and where I would put it. For the time being, I think this has been great. It has added the interest that I was hoping for, and now is probably a great time to also keep an eye out for a water feature if that's something that you're interested in, or if you haven't considered. You can see here how I have created this little moment. There was nothing here except dead grass and then weeds. Let's talk about the things that I don't really shop for secondhand anymore. I think it's possible that you can get lucky and find anything, but from my experience, there are some things that are harder to find when you need them or in the exact customization that you want or need. One thing that I've just skipped altogether in looking for secondhand are uplights, the kelvins and lumens that I want. That's something where, again, there's a lot more flexibility getting it new. Got these spotlights from Costco. They are by Tommy Bahama. The other thing I mentioned earlier are textiles. I have gotten lucky secondhand. You're not going to believe that I found these two Pottery Barn sunbrella cushions for just $20 for the pair. But again, for the most part, for me it was hard to consistently find cushions and pillows in a color palette that I was trying to build out. I ended up with so many mismatched cushions because I kept what people had, or I tried to buy something secondhand and then I couldn't find the right amount that I needed. I mentioned that I am a big fan of sunbrella. I've had some luck using Target online. I don't remember what time of the year that I found mine, but they had so many options in pillow sizes and cushion sizes. At the time, it was one of the better prices that I saw. Another place that is hit and miss, but that does sell sunbrella, is Home Goods. That's not the place I go to try and start to build out a color palette. I got all of these things that I've shown you that conservatively add up to more than $16,000, and I paid just under $2,300. The quality of a lot of the items that I have, I know will last my lifetime, if not longer. I also want to emphasize that this did take a lot of patience, a lot of effort. For everything that you see here, there were so many things that I missed out on. I have learned not to get discouraged by that and that it's part of the process. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It really lets me know that you got value out of this video and that I should continue making content like this. I'll see you next time.